On a day when you have like the 82-yard touchdown get called back and then there's a play at the end of the first half where Shawn had a little longer, he looked like he was throwing you a touchdown. Did it feel like there's a chance for a huge day? And then how crushing is it when it doesn't happen?
Yeah, it could be extremely crushing. Just to understand that that's a part of the game. Plays get called back for penalties. That's why you have to play clean football, because you never know when a huge opportunity like that will be for naught. So, yeah, it's extremely devastating for sure.
Do you have to almost have, like a play like, ball bounce off your chest, and you almost have to have the, short-term memory loss or something like just, where you just kind of block what happened before and move on to the next one? I mean, that type of mentality.
Yeah, it's crazy you mentioned that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do wish I could erase memories from my brain, but unfortunately that's not the case. So you do have to be extremely resilient. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it's part of being a pro. It'll be better just to not have it happen in the first place. Just catch the ball. So, yeah, it can be difficult for sure.
Did anything happen on that play, or did you just not squeeze it?
Yeah, I just didn't squeeze it. Yeah.
After the Jags game, you kind of called your shot for a bounce back coming. You said you've been here before. Are you ready to do that again?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles, the ebbs and flow of the game. Might not play good every week, but it's all about the next week. You got to put certain things in the rearview mirror and just focus on the dash. So that's what I'm trying to do.
With the start offensively that you guys have had collectively as a unit, does it just feel like the margin for error for you guys is super slim because every time a mistake is made, it seems to be of the drive or game-changing variety?
Yeah, in certain circumstances, it does seem like our backs are against the wall, and there's no way to go but forward from there. So, that's where we look to go. We've been practicing, we've been putting more emphasis on certain things from an offensive standpoint, and we're crossing every T, dotting every I going into this next game. So, we look forward to going out there and being a dominant offense.
Amari, sort of talked about this with Shawn yesterday, what can one win do for you guys in terms of just kind of building momentum and getting things back on track?
Yeah, it's just like you said, wins are very hard in this league. Therefore, when you win one, it does create some momentum. Obviously, you have to carry it over to the next week, but it's never a bad thing to lose in this league. To win in this league. Yeah.
Top target for the Kansas City Chiefs in the absence of just wondering, are you aware of that? Do you have to kind of try to block that kind of stuff?
Nah, I'm not aware of it. No. Usually, if I don't have a good game, I try to stay off of social media. That's one thing that I've learned because, I can be kind of sensitive about the way that I play, just being on social media, it does nothing but heighten that. So, no, I haven't seen any of that.
It looked like, I know that was a frustrating game, frustrating loss for you guys. Just how much does it affect you? It seems like you were the first one off the field, and we didn't see you in the locker room afterwards. Were you just in that kind of a place where it's just so hard for you to deal with all that?
Of course, I'd be lying if I say I wasn't. I didn't feel good about the way we performed, about the way I performed. So I think that's an accurate way to describe it. Yeah.
How much of that sensitivity you mentioned is rooted in pride? That you take pride in playing well?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, most definitely. I think every athlete has a sense of pride in the way that they play. At the end of the day, we all just want to be respected for our performance, and you tend to get disrespected if you don't hold yourself to that standard. So, I wouldn't say that's an inaccurate way to describe it. You know, it has a lot to do with pride. Yeah.
When it goes the other way, Amari, when you have a big game, do you soak it all in? Do you go through social media and see what good stuff people are saying about it?
Not necessarily. I am active on social media though. I'm not afraid to hop on social media if I have a good game, but it's not that I'm just, you know, searching for what people are saying about me on social media if I have a good game. Nah.
This is a veteran team. It's not a young group that's trying to find their way or and whatnot. I mean, Daniel's down in Washington as rookies lighting up. All the work that you guys put together, like in the why has it been so difficult for you guys to get this thing moving along in the direction you want it to?
You know, truthfully, you can always chalk it up to something. I mean, teams play good and teams play bad for a reason. Like I said earlier, we've been emphatic on improving on the things that we haven't been doing so well, which are a couple things that I don't feel the need to divulge to you guys. But there are things to be fixed, and we're working on them for sure.
Shawn's taken a lot of heat for that 4th and 3 play because it looked like Jordan could have been possibly open in the end zone. In your view, what could have gone better on that particular play, or what might have happened that you guys could have done?
Well, I think, you know, first and foremost, I know I could have ran a better route. I was actually the first read on that route. I didn't like the leverage that the defensive back was giving me. And so I kind of like chopped off the route and just prepared for a scramble drill when I should have probably just broke it off. So I say that to say, you know, there's a lot of moving parts that outsiders don't truly understand about the particulars of any given play. So, yeah, so, I mean, we all could have done better on that play.
What type of emotional boost does it give you guys to have Nick Chubb back in practice?
Huge emotional boost. You know, as you guys know, we have a dominant run game. That's really important in this league. Chubb is the type of running back that could turn a crack into a hole, truthfully. And so it'll be a huge addition to have him back in both practice and the games. So, you know, everybody around here is excited for that.
You guys sent out the bat signal for him then?
Say that again?
Sent out the bat signal for him then?
I guess you could say that. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think I've ever watched the movie, but yeah, I guess.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. Yeah.
Shawn came out yesterday and he, he just praised you and just talked about
Who?
Shawn.
Oh.
He praised you, just talked about the faith that he has in you, the confidence that he has in you, and the connection that you guys have. You probably didn't see or hear it, but just knowing that he's completely 100% got your back, will always keep coming back to you. And, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, you never really want to put your quarterback in that position to lose faith in you and even have to answer those type of questions. But, yeah, I'm more so looking at it from the other way around, like, you know, just him just having complete faith in me based off my performance, not lack thereof. So looking to get the ball back rolling with my play and, you know, not have to even talk about these type of things.
Ken Dorsey talked about the consistency of your approach and your mindset. How does that help you when things aren't going as well as you'd like them to go?
I guess, you know, one way in which it helps is, you know, focus. You know, you're excessively, you know, hyper-focused when you don't, you know, perform to your standard because you know that you have to the next time out. So focus for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it was Bubba today. He said one of Kevin's messages is do more. It's like you've been around for a long time. So how do you approach 1 and 3 and trying to turn it around?
Yeah, you know, Coach did talk about do more during the week so you can just play on Sunday. You don't have to do more in the games. You know, you just have to play and do your job. But we've been focused. You know, we've taken a little bit extra time in the film study. You know, O-line doing a little bit extra meeting on our own, making sure we're on the same page. with all the games and twists that teams can run on us. But it's really just focus on this opportunity. You can't look at too big picture. You just got to find a way to win this week, and I think that's solves a lot of problems. You start winning some games. I think a lot of things fix itself.
Joel, how much Payne and Allen for Washington? How do they compare to what you already you've already kind of the defense tackle groups?
Yeah, we've had some tough challenges. I think they're one of the better duos in the league. They can both play the run, both play the pass. I think they're really the strength of their defense. Them and the inside linebackers kind of make it go with Bobby and Frankie. And so it's a big challenge for us, man. They're both dynamic players, and I think we're focused on them. So we'll have a focus, and it's a big challenge for us.
And yet they've kind of been vulnerable to the run. What do you see?
Yeah, well, teams have been double teaming those guys a little bit on some of the duo plays and inside zones. And so they get four hands on them, and kind of stay on those. And there's been some missed tackles in the secondary and things of that nature. But that comes down to execution. Like, we call a run, we gotta make sure we're blocking it right. We're not having MAs. We're doing those type of things. But there has been some opportunities. Their offense has been very good over there, so there hasn't been that many chances for teams to go against them. But when they have, there has been some big plays. So we got to make sure we're blocking it up and doing our job.
Joel, this is a veteran team. It's not a young team that's trying to put it together here. You guys are all experienced. Just why has it been so tough to have the attention to detail and things like that early in the season down?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I wish we had a concrete answer. I think we'd be 3-1 or instead of 1-3. And there's been a lot of talk. Like, we can talk all you want. Truthfully, it's an actions week. Like, you got to do this stuff on the practice field. You got to do it in the game. You got to show everybody that we can trust the 11 guys that are out there each play. And I think the guys are focused on that.
What do you think of Chubb in his first day? I mean, were you surprised by anything?
I've been seeing him work for over a year now. The guy is focused. He's determined. He looks good to me, but I know he's working back and getting that confidence back. It'll be fun today to see him again when we have the pads on.
Joel, there's been obviously an assortment of problems you guys have had through the first 4 weeks, but just what can one win do to sort of correct a lot of those things and build some momentum for you guys?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to correct mistakes after a win. But truthfully, we just have to play better. Like, scoring less than 20 points a game on offense isn't enough. And it's truly, hurting ourselves. Like, guys are good in the NFL. Like, people are going to lose blocks. Like, people are going to get beat in a coverage and stuff like that. But if we can eliminate the MAs, if we can eliminate the things that are the penalties, the stuff that's hurting ourselves, I think we'll be in a better position. And getting a win, I think, will get the team going again in the right direction.
Joel, I know on the third down conversion rate, you guys are ranked last right now. So how much of that is related to some of those self-inflicted things on first down, second down that are causing you to face third and longer distances?
Yeah, it's huge. Third and, I don't know the percentages, but third and 10 plus is very hard to get in this league. If you can get down to 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, that makes it a lot easier. But penalties, pre-snap, legal formations, holding, all those things just take you back and just not executing the easy things. So we're focused on winning first and second down, so third down's a little bit more manageable.
Did you feel the exact same way about the hold on Nick after you watched it again on film?
Yeah, it was a tough call. I mean, Nick was honestly in perfect position, and then, Shawn scrambled a little bit to the right, and I see what the ref saw, when he's jumping out, Nick's hands on him there, but as a lineman, we have to continue to learn to let it go right there. It's a tough call because Nick's doing everything he can right there to make that play, and it's frustrating for all of us, but they're calling it that way, and so we got to try and fix it and let people go. And I think Shawn understands that. If he's scrambling out, he's kind of on his own in that situation. You can block as long as you want, but if you're beat with your feet, you kind of let him go. And so that's what we've been focused on. It's a crappy call, but it's what happened and what we have to work on.
You mentioned crazy though. They don't let Miles go.
Yeah, I don't know. The Miles thing is crazy to me. I don't know how. Well, I can't comment on that. I don't know, but It's crazy because we get a lot of those calls, and Miles gets tackled every play. So I don't know.
Joel, you mentioned the MA stuff, communication. Can you explain to us what the chain of communication is supposed to look like, and like where it's breaking off or whatever?
Yeah, I mean everybody knows they're like you call a play in the huddle, you break. Technically, everybody should know what they're doing. Sometimes the center has to make a point to tell us where he's working, and then you work off of it if you're a tackle, tight end, guard. But majority of the time, like we should know what we're doing in those situations, and then it's really communicating from there. Like if you hear something on the backside, like you got to transfer to the front side and get those calls right. But once the play's called, like 90% of the time, you should know what you're doing. And then the center can make a point to get us on the right page, or the quarterback can fix something, and you kind of work off of that. But you call pass protection, it's like you're either sliding left or you're sliding right, and there's a man side on the other side. You call run, you're running right, you're running left, and so there's some basics to it. Defenses do a great job of changing things up, and I think that's the hard part. Like the plays we get in practice, it's like, yeah, we know this, but defenses can do a lot more than the 100 practice reps we get a week. And so it's just working through that and understanding. And hey, we said let's communicate, let's make sure we're on the same page, because I'd rather have us have it right than them, might know what we're doing.
So what kind of extra communication can you do?
I've had tackles before where I've walked up to the line and I'm like, you're blocking him. You know what I mean? So sometimes that happens, but we've been on it. We've walked through a bunch. We're really focused on just having our calls and not trying to do too much. It's kind of doing your own job and not overthinking things.
I'm even trying to help Zach. First start at guard, obviously. Wilkins is a tough matchup, now he's got these two guys.
Yeah. I've joked with him, it's a little tough start for the D tackles he has to face early in his career. But he's so focused and he's working hard. I kind of do this like tip sheet for myself, just on like the main points of guard. And I didn't really block Wilkins much. He lines up on that side, but I watched him and I tried to get his pass rush plan and just get an idea of like, hey, this is what we're thinking, this is what we're doing. But he's focused. I mean, it was the first game on the road. I gave him another challenge on the road, but I think he's going to grow, and I think you're going to see the improvement, week in and week out.
And when you talked at the beginning about the twisting stunts that teams are doing, and why are those so difficult to pick up? Because it seems like not only you guys, but across the league,
yeah,
a bunch of sacks.
Well, a lot of times you're thinking you're man blocking the guy, you know what I mean, and then they change it up, and you're getting hit from another side. It really takes everybody to be on the same level and everybody have kind of the same thought, because if a center, for example, if a center sets flat and the guards both set back, he's susceptible to get picked, by the guy. So you all have to be on the same level. You have to use your hands well, and you have to understand, but if I have a 3 technique on top of me, he can rush me straight, he can go pick the tackle, he can go pick the center, I can get picked both. There's multiple options. It's not just blocking your guy, and they did a good job of kind of changing it up, where a few times I had a guy in my gap, and usually he doesn't go pick, but in this game he was running out to pick the tackle, and the tackle doesn't even see that guy coming, But it's just more reps. We've been practicing, we're preaching it this week. We're getting as many reps as we can. We have to just be on the same page and understand, it's a tough thing when they run good games, but we have to block it.
Joel, we saw the exchange with Shawn and Dunagan, obviously during the game on Sunday. In a moment like that, or even afterwards, what are you guys as linemen sort of saying to Dunagan, and how you guys kind of interact with him?
Yeah, I just sat next to him and I just told him, take a deep breath. We need you out there. We got to play the next play. Next time we have the opportunity, we'll make it work. If you're an NFL player, you realize you messed up, but the fire from the quarterback, he just wants to be successful. So, we understand where they're coming from, and that's what I told him. I'm like, hey, everybody just wants to win out here. We want to do our job, do our 1/11th. Let's get it next play, and you can learn from it in the film, but in the moment you have to kind of process it and just go to the next play, because you're gonna have to perform.
Pretty good. Thanks.
Thanks.
What do you think of that LSU quarterback?
I think he is looking nice right now. Obviously got some momentum, got some good wins under his belt. Great completion percentage. He like to get yards on his feet, and he got the highest scramble rate. 1 interception, so he's doing well right now.
The fact that he seems to not hold on to the ball too long, he likes to get it out quick. He's completing a lot of those passes. How much pressure does that put on you guys in the secondary?
I don't know about pressure, but it has to do with a lot of defense he's faced so far. they like to. The scheme also it's also a lot of RPOs and a lot of easy access throws for them. So try to dial in on that and kind of base our game plan off of, trying to just change the picture of what he's seen so far. And hopefully give him some problems.
You seen rattled at all in any of these 4 games? I don't know if you
Rattled?
every game. But.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think so. I think like I said, he been pretty smooth so far. I think he's looked the best out the rookie quarterbacks, in my opinion. And we get a great opportunity to go do our thing.
Grant, I know Jim last week talked about the tackling, and it seemed like that might have been an issue again against the Raiders. Just watching the film back, what were you guys seeing with that?
Yeah, it was just it's poor. It's poor. It's that's kind of stuff that get you beat. We understand that we got to make those simple plays. Those TFL could turn into a 10-yard gain, and that adds up. You got to tackle. That's the fundamentals of the game. That's not us. We got to stop that.
Do you think sometimes is it guys maybe playing too desperate, trying to make the big play or get the ball out, and then technique is maybe falling by the wayside?
I don't know. They sometimes come in bunches. I feel like one could lead to another. So we just got to knock it out as soon as the game starts.
When that's an issue, the tackling, is there something you guys can do in the practice to work on that, or is it more so just guys just got to make the plays and be?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a mentality. We can always do stuff in practice, but in the NFL, you know how to tackle while you were here. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be one-dimensional on defense. You got to cover, tackle, and be smart, and know your assignment. So we got to knock that out. I think we put that behind us and we're ready to go on the road and take care of business.
I think it's fair to say you guys are a more aggressive defense than what Jaden has seen so far. How do you think that could challenge him in a way that he might not have been challenged yet?
Yeah, we are attack front defense. That's the name of the game on defense. But he has good coaches on this side too. They're gonna have schemes. It's not gonna be all on him to make plays. Of course, they're gonna try to call the right plays against our kind of defense. But expecting that, playing what we play, everybody knows there's no secret. Hopefully it gives them some problems.
Grant, how much does just getting one win, how much does that help his team? How much does it help you guys as a defense? Kind of put some of the early season struggles behind you. Just what would that mean?
Add them up, add them up. That's what we need. One win under our belt, road wins at that. Been huge, man. It's huge confidence boosters for the team. We haven't been playing our brand of football, and we know that's what's been getting us beat. We've been finding ways to lose games, and we're not gonna win until we stop finding ways to lose. So, listen, a road win, that's gonna get some fire under us and continue that hopefully into the second quarter of the season.
Maybe
Go ahead, Scott.
Maybe this is related to the attacking defense thing, but when you got a rookie quarterback that seems really comfortable back there, how important is it to get to him and hit him a couple times, make him kind of rush the decisions, which it doesn't feel like he's had to do so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just said it. He has a lot of options back there as far as his keys and the plays they run, RPOs, design quarterback runs, quick passes, on the perimeter. We kind of know what teams try to attack us with, and just we have to apply that, on Sunday when the game comes. So we haven't been doing a good job of that, but hopefully we could, muddy up the picture, tight windows, stuff like that.
What about him having a guy like Eckler available who's a threat on the ground and obviously?
Yeah. I mean, he had a concussion. He's coming back. So, you know what I'm saying? You got vets around him. McLaurin, Eckler, Ertz, Savvy, savvy tight end guy. Noah Brown is also a vet for Cowboys. So, he got vets around him, so he's not just out there, with a bunch of young guys, and I'm sure they're telling him the right things.
Grant, I know Miles is playing through a lot. He's got 4 sacks in 4 games.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's playing even better this year than last year?
Oh, I don't know. What do you have? I don't know. We got to win, man. Miles, I'm sure Miles will tell you that himself. So we worry about winning. So whatever comes with that. Appreciate it.